Sucking on my own dick. Yeah, you know I'm sucking on my own dick. Sucking on my dick. Everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our own dicks. Everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our dicks. Yeah, you know I'm sucking on my penis.
Sucking on my dick.
Ooh, boy.
We're back.
Yeah.
From our respective reprieves from Los
Indeed.
Angeles.
So we've been getting a lot of comments, and what people have said is that they want me during the broadcast to be fiddling with a lot more devices.
You always have something to do.
Yeah. They've said, look, I know that you have a workflow that works, and it works well, and everything's fine, but if you could please just find yourself some little knobs and buttons to play with.
It's like your actor. See, like, you know how like Brad Pitt is always eating in movies? It's your little actor's choice. Where you just
Indeed.
fiddle with knobs and oh yeah, here,
They,
let's clean
they
this
also
up.
say, can we get chords fucking all over the
We have to
table?
shatter the illusion for you guys. Yeah.
That would be funny if just like slowly the set, like we start off and it's pretty okay,
Right.
and then just like as the weeks go on, it just gets worse.
Worse and worse. I think this guy's just gonna be saying hi the whole time. I'll try to hide him.
Yeah, we'll hide him. Yeah, eventually there's just like a broken like eMac on like
That
on
would
the
be
corner.
awesome.
That would be
Dude,
sick, actually.
this table should get like gradually like it's scattered with like more and more junk until you're like, is that fertilizer? And like what are these boys making?
Yeah. Well, like the original video episodes, which I guess we can maybe put back up.
Yeah, we can
now.
put it back up.
We just had a gun sitting on the table as set dressing.
Whoa, I forgot about that.
Pretty good bit.
I fully forgot that we did that. Yeah, we should. There's no reason why we can't make this like, when you get a cubicle in an office, you get to make it your own.
It's true. So we're definitely gonna have some Dilberts hanging up.
We should. This is going to be replaced with a giant Dilbert.
Yeah.
We're going to have a huge, beautiful mural of Dilbert, and then we'll probably have like, stress balls, articulable hentai action figures, all that stuff.
Sticky notes with our passwords on them
That's right.
that can be zoomed in and read.
Yeah, we're
By the
shooting this in HD, so that's on you. If you want to hack into my account, you can do it.
Yeah. Not to brag, but we sprang for HD. Full 1080p.
We sprang for the best that 2010 has to offer.
Yeah, I was surprised while shopping for cameras. I was surprised how like rarely they release them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I didn't realize like that because you think like, oh, they'll probably release it every year, but I didn't realize Canon was just like, yeah, we did the 5D. We're just gonna chill for like 6 years.
Oh, yeah. Well, because it became like the standard. It was like you get a 5D. That's the good camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense because you're right. There's like the Mark II. Is it the 5D Mark II? I only know a little bit about cameras.
Yeah.
But it doesn't
I don't
surprise
know.
me because like how much more do you need? It's like you make a camera that shoots 1080p. It's like, all right, that's going to be what we need for a while. You don't jump the next year to 4K.
Yeah. Well, I thought about getting 4K for this, but then I realized that I would have to buy a bigger hard drive to save the files.
Oh, it's a
and I
nightmare.
just decided none of that.
I don't really want to be in 4K. I really
Yeah, that
don't.
could really only hurt us at this point.
Do you remember, like, this is kind of like a hack bit, but do you remember, like, right when a lot of sports broadcasts, like, switched to HD and they didn't know how to, like, do people's makeup for it yet? So, like, everybody looked horrible. Like, ESPN looked like a fucking Halloween show. It was terrible.
That sounds pretty sick.
It was awful, dude.
Honestly, I think some weeks I could use makeup on this. I get kind of shiny, get kind of blown out.
I think shiny looks nice. I love when people. That's my favorite kind of porn is when they're shiny.
You're right. So we're gonna get coconut oil and rub ourselves down before every episode.
We'll
now.
get oiled up, dude.
Oh, we're gonna get oiled up.
Every episode, right when we fade in from the intro, it should be us quickly like. Not even though we're both gaping, we both suddenly stop gaping the camera.
That would be funny if just like we're just like fully butt fucking. They accidentally like hit like the switcher, but it's like it's like an old like analog like video mixer, so it's like a long fade. Like they're trying to cut away, but it's like fading too slow.
It's crossfading with just a different angle of us butt fucking. Then we do like the faux Mr. Rogers, like, oh, we didn't see you guys there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you pull back and somehow it's expertly blurred. Like we couldn't figure out the camera angle, but we have like live blurring.
Every show should start with us having a nude mishap and then getting dressed like article by article.
Mr. Rogers, I'll say it, would have been a different show if he was nude.
Yeah, it should have been in reverse.
Yeah. Should have walked in, put his sweater on.
Yeah, I wanted Mr. Rogers to start in, he's wearing just tennis shoes. And then he unties them, as he famously does.
Mm-hmm. No, he's wearing just Jordans, like a gangbang video.
The most expensive Jordans you've ever seen. Dude, some of the female, because I rewatched that Mr. Rogers documentary not too long ago. Dude, some of his like little female helpers. I mean, he was a good Christian man. I think he was Lutheran or whatever. So he wasn't, he was devoted to Mrs. Rogers. But some of his little female co-hosts, ooh. It's like too hot for TV, these women.
Absolutely. Get them off TV.
Get them. No, I will keep them on my TV, please. But they were these girls were so hot on Mr. Rogers. I was like, this is crazy. And then
that would be funny. Just a woman so hot they can't televise her. They're just like, this is indecent.
I think the most
we're just describing like a Muslim country. That's all the riff is. It's like, man, can you imagine? Can you imagine if you couldn't show women? Because everybody would get too horny.
Muslim guys are just like, they're just sitting around just like, damn, imagine witnessing a bitch. That must be wild.
Yeah.
Dude, but I think my most inappropriate impulse ever was there's that famous Mr. Rogers episode where like, because they had the guy on the show, Clarence, I forget what his name was. I think it was Clarence. But he played the black police officer. And there was that episode in the 60s where Mr. Rogers had them wash their feet in the same pool to like protest segregated swimming pools.
Yeah.
But while I was
to show that cops are good.
Yeah,
that was also his main point there.
Very complicated. What can we? It's like Israel. It's complicated. We can't really speak on it. But I think that my rudest impulse of all time was wanting to take a screen cap of that and put the Blacks logo over it. And I tried to I remember I saw the movie in theaters twice. I saw it twice. And the people that I saw it with, I even probed on the way out. I'm like, do you think it would be funny if I put the Blacks logo?
I'm imagining you you're seeing it alone during the day. You're just checking in with the other 5 people in the theater.
Everybody was weeping.
Hey, would this be a good bit if I were to do this? And it's like old people. They're like, what is a bit?
Is it funny to imply that Mr. Rogers fucked the black policeman on his show and that it was a salacious affair?
Yeah. It was a kiddie pool full of cum.
Yeah, get those piggies wet, Mr. Policeman. He also liked shiny skin. So full circle. It comes right back to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's got to be the worst thing I've ever come up with.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that's not one of your better ones.
Definitely not. You took a little trip this past week, buddy.
Yes, I did. So we recorded some episodes in advance.
They're banked. Yeah,
I went to Pennsylvania. I met my girlfriend's family.
Did Dad meet?
Yeah, I did Dad meet.
Yeah.
That was cool.
If you haven't watched that, check that out. It's a hilarious episode.
It was a lot of fun. Both episodes. First one I thought was really funny, and then the second one got kind of sincere in a fun way.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't have that RSS feed, and I mean, I guess it's $1. I guess I should subscribe, but I'll have to get somebody send that to me. If you have it, send it to me.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I did talk about this on Dad Meet, but I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't mention it here.
You have to.
The very first night that I was at my girlfriend's parents' house, I was peeing in the bathroom, and I thought I had locked the door, but I hadn't. And her dad just Kramered into the bathroom, and I caught a distinct down up. and as I said, they keep a cold home, I must say.
Right.
I just been flying. That's not a great dick.
Now, does the airplane affect your dick?
I think so. I think that I find that all the changing of pressures, it affects 2 things: my dick and my turds.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've had that
shrinks my
experience.
dick. It shrinks it and makes it very moist.
Right.
And my turds, it turns into like spheres.
So it's like
Yeah.
so it's like if we're talking like so your dick is like boiled pasta. It shrinks and gets soft, and your turds are like boiled eggs. They get hard and spherical.
Yeah, I would exactly describe my post airplane shitting as like laying 5 eggs.
Oh my god, dude, that's awful.
It's no good, I must tell you.
You're just getting a little boil action while you're up in the air. I don't know why that is.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, so the very first night that I was there, my girlfriend's father saw my very small penis.
Now, when you say when he crammed into the bathroom, you mean that he burst in and then said, "Look, look, look!"
Look, he's certainly not a boop. If I can tell one thing looking at that penis, he is not a boop.
You just hear him like running.
I gotta get the button fixed on here.
Oh, are they broken?
Well, not broken, but like they released new firmware. So that we can do 2 things. We'll be able to switch the source in OBS with the buttons.
Oh, nice.
And we'll also have a button dedicated to just pretending to saying the N-word.
That's exactly what I want.
Yeah,
I thought that they updated the firmware to like stop racist podcasts. They were like, we know what people are doing with these.
Yeah, somehow, like they can in real time transcribe the podcast, and then an AI reads it and just decides, no, that's not being recorded.
We're not allowing that to go out.
Yeah.
So that I mean that sucks. So like you're the father of your girlfriend has seen your bird at its worst moment, probably.
Its worst possible moment.
Post-flight, cold house. This is not a 10 out of 10 bird.
Not a 10 out of 10 bird. So I didn't know the whole weekend. I was like, how do I fix? Do I try to trick him into seeing my bird in a better state? Or do I try to see his dick? I don't know.
Dude, you got to call him into the room like right as you're jacking off. Just be like, hey, man, so-and-so, come on in. And then like he comes in, he sees you hard, and you're just like, you do the Brendan glasses.
Yeah, I do that. My girlfriend's just like in an adjacent chair reading.
Yeah. She's gotten so good at just paying no mind to your nonsense.
Yeah. Like even this anecdote, like when I got back from dad meeting, she was like, "Oh, how was it?" I was like, I told her, and she's like, "Oh, you talked about that on the air?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I had to." And she's like, "Okay."
Oh no.
No, she wasn't like mad, but she was just like, yeah.
It's like she understands there will only be more of this.
Yeah. Absolutely. I very much felt more than ever like me podcasting is that scene in The Irishman where Joe Pesci comes back in the house late at night covered in blood and his wife catches him, but then just like, just take your shoes off.
Yeah, I'll clean it up.
All right, I guess this is what I signed up. I knew about this at the beginning.
That rocks.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, I would say.
Yeah, how about aside from that?
Yeah, other than that, I'd say the trip went very well. Her parents were very nice. I got this feeling, like, I felt like meeting a girl's parents, it was like, you know how when you're a kid, like when you're, as an adult, when you replay a video game, you play it as a kid, and you realize, like, oh, I got like 2 levels in.
Yeah.
That's how I realized, like, about every relationship I've ever had.
Oh, that you never did the meet the parents thing?
Yeah, like this, like I was doing this, I was like, oh, I thought I've like been in relationships before, but
oh yeah,
I have not.
What's the longest relationship you've been? Like, like how long and how many long ones?
Well, I haven't met like a girl's parents since like I was young enough that like you had no choice because you lived with your parents.
Right, so you had to go over and meet them. Yeah. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
You had to go over, meet the girl's parents, and then hopefully get laid afterwards.
Right. Yeah, depending on how it goes. Yeah, dude. Oh, that's right. Yeah, dinners at parents. Like supervised date dinners at the. Let's see who this young man is. That kind of whole thing.
Yeah.
The worst ever. Like
and
when
they
you're
just
that
ask,
age.
like, so what are you? It's like, well, I'm going to film school. Like, oh, are you now?
Yeah. Is that what you think you're gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's meeting parents I remember it getting easier. Like by the time I was like meeting girls' parents when I was like in my 20s, it's like it wasn't nearly as nerve-wracking. I also think that like I had a kind of a succession of like cooler parents. where it's like it wasn't like an interrogation the whole time. Although there was one father who just like kept trying to hit me with like facts about movies that just like weren't true at all. Like he was watching Fargo.
Oh, and there's no possible way you didn't correct him each time.
Yeah, well, I had to. She told me to stop because there was one night he was like watching Fargo. I was like, oh, I love Fargo. He was like, yeah, you know, it's crazy. It's based on a true story, and I'm like, no, it's not. They just said that. Like that's just it was like a marketing thing. He's like, no, I think it's a true story. I'm like, I'm pulling up the Wikipedia page right now. I'm like holding the phone to his face, just like, look how wrong you are.
Man, just imagine when you meet your girlfriend's parents, you're just going to be like haranguing them about the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to meet my girlfriend's parents. I don't. No, I mean that's not a joke. I don't think I ever am. But that's just that's a complicated subject.
Yeah. I sense I'm not supposed to ask why.
No, just other than like, I mean, you can kind of surmise why. It's like the relationship's not great between her and her parents.
Yeah.
So it seems like she's never like they've never known about. I don't think I'm talking out. I might be talking out of school, but they've never known about like any boyfriend that she's had. She sees them like only a few times a year.
Yeah. What if her dad is like a listener by chance?
That is easily her worst fear. That's definitely like number one on like things she's afraid of. But I think that if he was, she just went home. She had to like go home and like see them for like a couple days. There's no way they wouldn't have brought it up. Apparently her mom like
Wait, that's a real fear? Like she has reason to think that might be true?
What? That her dad is listening? No,
Yeah.
she does not want her dad. No.
Yeah.
Her biggest fear is that her dad would be a listener. Right.
Yeah. We don't quite have enough listeners for that to be probable, but someday.
No. She means like it's an eventuality. Like she doesn't. Yeah. She's like that's a. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She doesn't want that to happen.
Yeah. It was. I mean, it was real tough for me explaining where I was going to when I was there.
Because they don't know about the podcast.
Well, they do, but I talked to them about it, but I made very clear I was like, I would prefer if you don't listen, and I think that you would enjoy that as well if you did not listen.
If you don't listen, that's the best way for you to experience the podcast is to turn it off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough because because this is how my dad explains it to his friends. This is how I've started telling adults. I'm like, it's kind of like Stern, so it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
And they understand that. But the thing is, this is not like Stern.
It's nothing like Stern.
It's nothing like, it's so much worse.
Yeah, because
like if it was Stern, they'd just be like, oh, they're rating tits or something. Okay, I can at least understand that. But instead, it's just like us.
It's Stern, except we're both arty, and it's the heroin years. So it's just like it's just bad behavior being enabled.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a more accurate, I think, description of the show.
Yeah, it's Stern if he was never horny and had like a severe brain injury.
Right, exactly.
And there were two of them.
And he'd made almost no money at all doing it. Yeah.
If he made enough money that he thinks saying the amount will make his girlfriend's parents react in some way, but not enough that they actually react at all.
They don't even look up from their food.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, well, that's not enough. That's not as much as you make having a job.
That's very true.
I thought, like, hey, we make,
decent
like
as supplemental. Yeah, supplemental income. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna change.
Yeah. But. Now, unfortunately, I do not have a primary income. So that'll be, well, I do until September. Until September when it all goes.
That's
away.
right. Mm-hmm. Well, not all of it. Just a little bonus. But yeah,
oh, really?
You'll still probably be able to collect unemployment for a little. Oh no, because you started last year. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah, it's probably done.
It's probably done.
Yeah,
but hey, that's okay. Yeah, I'm trying to.
I'll just, I've saved up a lot. I'll just, live below my means, and then when it runs out, I'll kill myself.
I mean, that's probably reassuring to her parents. Just be like, look, and on the bright side, if you don't like me, there's a short-term problem.
Yeah.
I promise.
Absolutely. You just see me at an ATM. I put it in, check balance, it says 0, and I just blow my brains out.
That's so funny. To imagine that image is awesome. Oh fuck. Dude, I have to tell you.
No one even like calls the police. The guy behind me just like takes my card out and like puts his in.
He like pushes your body out of the way with his foot.
Yeah. And the other thing, they pick me up and they heave-ho me into the bushes outside of Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
With my like split sideways head.
Yes.
Like flapping.
Just looking like fucking yeah.
Where my head looks like a Venus flytrap.
Yes, that's it exactly. Looking like a zombie in Resident Evil 2, just fucking your head looks like when somebody sticks a finger in Elmer Fudd's gun.
Yeah. That'll be a fine death.
It will be. Dude, I spent a week while you were gone. I spent a week in Chicago. I went to Chicago because I haven't been to Chicago in the summer. Well, I went for like a day, but like this is my first time in the summertime. Holy shit, that place I had so much fucking fun. I had a very nice moment with my girlfriend where like we were walking. I don't know if you've ever the Chicago Trump Tower is the biggest one. And Brendan, let me tell you something. The letters, the letters that spell Trump. The letters that spell Trump were so big that I was just laughing, like looking at it from across the river. I was just like, look how big the fucking T is. I couldn't stop laughing, just like squeeze. Everybody's looking. I'm squeezing my girlfriend's hand, and I kept really. I was like, babe, I have money right now. Like, do you want to get like we could get a room for one night at the Trump Hotel? She was like, no, I don't want to. And I was like, okay. I'm just saying. You can shut your eyes the whole way.
It's a very expensive bit.
Yeah, but the rooms look so. They have advertisements. Also, all the advertisements were fucking hilarious. Like, it was advertisements of like the rooms, and it was just like the Trump Hotel. Here, we don't do subtlety. We do indulgence. Like in beautiful cursive.
Yeah.
So funny, dude.
That's pretty good.
It was. So, I was like, these ads are hilarious. But dude, Chicago, like we had such. Oh my god, that was such a fun time. We went to. This is a little gay, but like. She got us tickets to do so much fucking cool shit. We went to the National Art Institute because they had a bunch of like Monet paintings like fucking shipped in from France. And this is gonna sound stupid. I'm gonna talk about paintings for a minute. It's gonna be kind of gay, but like what?
I was just remembering some of the art that you were sending us, and it just made me laugh. It's like I appreciate art. I like a lot of art, but it is funny how much art is just like. You really got away with it.
So that was the bad art. We went to two. That was the bad art gallery. That was in a hotel. So like there was a hotel that like had an art installation. And dude, even like we're watching one of the art installations was or one of the photo galleries was just women with guns. And it's just women holding guns and it's got this paragraph long dissertation just like you would be amazed what people project onto these pictures of just ordinary women and a gun. A totally contextless pairing of images. And people come up with and like we're just looking at it just like I don't know, these just look like shitty photos. Like these like my favorite one was the menorah that was made out of machine guns. I was like, damn, I agree. I was like,
and then
good point.
the one you sent, it was the falling man from 9/11 like printed onto a feather.
Yes.
And what was it called? It was called Icarus.
21st Century Icarus. Because I always said he deserved what happened to him. The falling man on 9/11 is a classic example of hubris.
God, I love that kind of like that person is retarded and they thought they were so brilliant.
Absolutely, dude.
They're like, damn, no one's drawn this parallel.
Nobody
and
ever...
certainly there's not an extremely good reason.
Dude, I mean there was one
look, those people at the top of the towers, they were getting a little too big for their britches, if you ask me.
Dude, I posted one on Instagram. There was one that was like it was like this abstract painting of like two men. One of them looked like he might have been Donald Trump, but he didn't have a face, and there was like a weird, like sketchy smoke. And I just posted with a caption, "Hey, try painting a mountain next time." This fucking sucks, dude. But that's why the juxtaposition of like seeing like I'll say this. I think that we didn't need any new art past 1990. Like art
probably not. No,
art past 1990 doesn't really make sense. You know, like it's like when Keith Haring died. That's like the last like kind of original artist I can think of. And then everything since then has been like bullshit. Like none of it's been great. Like there's been great art like music and movies, but that was why going to see fucking Monet, where like I had only Like, I get impressionism now. Because I'd only seen, like, photos of it. But the whole fucking thing is, like, you look at a Monet painting and from, like, 20 feet away, you're like, oh, what is that? And then you get closer, you're like, oh, yeah, it's, like, very clear what it is. But then when you get right up to it, you're like, this is nonsense. It's just splotches and dashes. Like, that person is a fucking irregular blob. And it looks clearly like a person from, like, middle distance. It sounds stupid, but I was literally just like, holy shit. I get it. This is insane. And then, she got us tickets to see Terrence Malick's Days of Heaven on like 35. It was like the fucking, I love her so much. She got me such.
That is a very Nick gift. This woman understands you.
Well, it's our favorite movie that we like seen together. So we went to see it on like 35 millimeter. Like, holy shit, like, it was amazing. Like, we both cried a little bit at the end when he's.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. But, I won't. Yeah. It's really, really
every
good.
movie makes me cry now. I don't know why.
You should see this one.
I don't know why. Every movie makes me cry, and like any movie, like for some reason, I am suddenly very afraid of death. I've talked about this on the show before, but like, especially like every animated movie involves like someone's like mom or wife dies or whatever.
Yeah.
Like every Pixar movie, and I just can't handle it.
Yeah, dude. You know, cartoons.
Yeah,
that's what cartoons are now.
I don't know. I've never I don't know, it's only the last year or so that I've like considered the future. So now the idea that it could like be taken from me,
right,
makes me so steamed.
Yeah, dude. Oh, doesn't it piss you off thinking about the Reaper's cold touch? Mm-hmm. That horrible sight.
Yeah, I've like it really upsets my girlfriend when I say this. Like I've said before, I'm like, yeah, if you died, I would probably be a broken man forever.
I mean, fair,
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
Like,
and I was like, like I said that, and it was one of those moments where like I wasn't looking at her while I was speaking because I think we were like laying down.
Oh,
so I just kept speaking.
Oh my god!
So I'm just like, yeah, I'd be like a broken man forever. Probably, I'd like immediately move to the woods or something. It'd just be me and like a dog and it'd be kind of like the Unabomber, but I wouldn't bother anybody. I wouldn't be mailing anything, right. And I would just, I'd be in the woods until the dog died, and then I would die.
Yeah. You wouldn't, no, that's not to say you wouldn't be drawing schematics.
Yeah,
just speculatively, but yeah. No, I think that's about right.
And I was like, yeah, and then that's like, I'm like, oh, and also I would definitely be drinking again. And then I like turned to look at her, just like not like vibing with the riff in any way.
Oh my God, Brendan.
And I'm like, just kidding. I would actually be fine.
But
not too fine.
But she definitely already knows.
Yeah. What is the good answer for like what you would do if like your love died?
Did she pose the hypothetical?
No, I posed the hypothetical and then answered my own hypothetical.
I mean, I think that the measured answer is you would always hold a piece of them like with you, but like eventually like it would be like, I think that if I died, I wouldn't want the person that I love to like be stuck on me. You know what I mean? I want them to like, experience partnership and like be fulfilled later in life. I don't want them to be stuck on like the memory of me.
I would prefer that God take them as well.
Okay. That's only fair.
Yeah. I don't like this till death do us part nonsense.
What do you mean?
Too easy.
What are you talking about?
It's too easy of an out.
Oh, to fucking just bail? Just like...
Yeah, what, you're just going to die and we're not married anymore?
Well, because I think this gets back to the whole thing of like when you things that make sense in this mortal life we won't have the same attachments.
Well, yeah, of course, but my brain doesn't work like that.
You
so
can't
I'm like,
stand that.
I'm not gonna remarry what I get to heaven and then my wives are fighting. I get to heaven and I'm poly.
Dude, there's nothing worse if like it's literally it's Muslim heaven, but it's not 72 versions. It's just like every girl you've ever fucked.
72 would be a mighty generous estimation.
Right, Brendan, even your number would be too many. I mean, 3 would be too many. Living with 3 women who you all at one point fucked, the chaos.
I mean, I could maybe pick 3 in there that it wouldn't be a total nightmare, but for the most part, if I didn't get to pick,
bad.
Hell.
Total hell.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm in hell.
And also,
you're like, I'm in hell.
Also, even if I got to picked, I would make it very clear to those two. I'd be like, we're going to think of you like the ants. I won't be fucking you.
Yeah. Well, that would be a bummer.
Just
to be
imagine like a gender swapped Full House, and you're Uncle Joey and Uncle
sure.
Jesse.
Uncle Jesse.
Yeah.
Oh, that would suck. That would be horrible.
You could be in the attic, in the basement, doing little schemes or
having beep plots.
yeah, you can have B plots up there.
Yeah, that would be kind of sick.
Do you think Mormon guys like assign A, B, and C to their wives like a sitcom script?
They basically do. That was what I learned from that show. Is like that's pretty much what happened. You have a work wife, you have a home wife, you have what I assume is like a fuck wife, but they don't call it that.
Yeah,
but like you literally have like different wives for different areas of your life. They like denote them like that.
This is my sex wife. Hello,
sweetie, say
honey,
hi.
say hi.
You take the ball gag out of her mouth. Yeah. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. But when we went to this theater twice because we liked it so much, we went back the next day to see a Jacques Tati film, which was also very good. But the only trailer they showed both times, and it was funny to like watch her repeated reaction to it, was for Lin-Manuel Miranda's In the Heights, which like the first time it came on, she just looked really like confused, like she didn't understand why it was happening. And then the second time we went back, like I clocked the same look in her, and I leaned over and I went, "This is for white people." And she goes, "Oh." She was like, "That makes total sense."
I saw the stage version of it with Lin-Manuel Miranda in it.
I'm so sorry.
I saw it as a high school trip.
Oh God.
And it was like before he was famous. So we saw it in the Heights. I remember like even as a current theater kid, I was like, this is corny horseshit.
It's garish.
This is awful.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know. That was long enough ago where it was like I assume that there's more musicals with rapping in them now.
Yeah.
But it was like, I don't know, it's very much like, isn't this crazy that we're rapping in a musical?
Dude.
Take that, Broadway.
I hate that he even gets to call it rap.
Yeah.
You listen to any, like Hamilton, same thing. You listen to the song Spin the Heights, it's like, this is not rap. Not even, you're just kind of talk singing, which is already in a lot of musicals.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I hate him so much.
Yeah. Nothing he's made is in any way redeemable.
There's not a single thing.
He should
Except for
really
his
be
cameo-
tried for some sort of crime.
His cameo in The Sopranos. That's the one good thing. That's the one good thing he's ever done.
That you can't call it a cameo if it was just a bit part he auditioned for because he was not famous.
That's true.
That would be weird if David Chase was like, I have a feeling. That would be very odd.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that this annoying Puerto Rican dude is going to be huge.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for Puerto Rican people all across America to see that movie, Brendan, because they're finally. I know, and whether it's in theaters or on HBO Max, it's for them. That's really who it's for. Is Puerto Rican people in Washington Heights. You can tell. Sorry, I hate that movie so much.
Oh no, I mean it looks. I remember like not even. It's like the music is bad, the plot is bad.
It's terrible.
I remember like the ending being like a piece of shit.
I've only listened to the songs like in a vengeful way, by the way. Like not I don't even know like the story of it. But it seems like it's just like romanticizing like living in like a shitty city neighborhood, which like is only romanticized like if you're just like a white lady in the suburbs who will never do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Like, the culture. And then we fucking went home, and as a bit,
He should have had to stage that musical in Washington Heights.
yes, and see the real Puerto Rican reaction. Like, yeah, dude. And then so then that night when we went home, that was like my last night there. As we were gonna watch Hoarders because we love watching like Freaks on Netflix. But I came in and she was like, "I thought you might like to watch this," and she put on like the Bo Burnham special, like thinking that she was being funny. And then I made her smoke the whole pack. I was like, "No, let's watch it." I was like, "Let's really watch this." And she got maybe 10 minutes into it before she like literally slammed her computer shut and was like, "Please stop."
Yeah, yeah.
She's like, "Don't make me watch this."
I hate what Bo Burnham does so much. I truly don't understand what the fuck is wrong with him. Because like he's been making the same. He made the same special like 5 times, which is just like, oh man, like. Okay, his whole shtick is like ironically being like, oh man, comedy is so important, and aren't comedians so important?
Right.
And it's like, what are you satirizing? Because nobody else thinks that except you.
Also,
you're satirizing what you actually believe.
Right, because every comedy special like has a message, has it like, oh, we're doing a song about communism and capitalism, and it's like, okay, so you're doing important comedy, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like
you could just not like. He's like, oh man, do we even need jokes now? It's like, well then don't film this.
Yeah.
Like
it's like, dude, here's my thing with Bo Burnham, and I've said this before.
it's like fake humility, fake deep.
Total. Well, but what's weird about him is when I see him in interviews, like where it's not scripted. I think I'm like, okay, he's kind of smart. He's kind of likable. He's made me laugh in like an interview setting.
Yeah.
And he's a good director. He's like, I thought 8th Grade was a well-directed movie. I think that his cut of the Chris Rock special is the better cut than the one that Chris Rock recut. But I really don't want him like on stage. I don't think that he's you know.
I don't know. I'll even go as far as to say he's probably a funny guy, not filtered through like 10 layers of like irony and self-loathing.
Yeah, he seems fun.
Yeah.
Like I'm saying in interviews, he's funny. You're like, this is an affable guy.
Like his last bit, which I don't remember when that was. I bet Netflix has cut this bit out, but it was the only one that was good.
Oh yeah.
The one where like he's like singing, and then there's like an off-screen voice that like sings back, and then he like sings again, and then the voice just like there's like a record scratch, and the voice calls him a faggot.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I forgot.
It's like,
about
hey
that.
Bo, what? You're a faggot, and like everybody laughs.
It's
That's
huge.
like, yeah, Bo, that's what we want.
That's
we
funny.
just want bits.
We want you to be silly.
We just want laughs.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I would also like, you know what I would love to see him do? I would love to see him just do fucking regular stand up maybe. I feel like that could be maybe. I've never seen him do that. I feel like that could be kind of funny. You know? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Just don't like almost start crying in the middle because you're like under the weight of your staggering need to like, I don't know. His whole it just comes across so ingenuine to me.
Yeah,
where he's like, I feel all this guilt about performing. It's like, well, no, you don't, and also you don't have to. Like, nobody thinks that you're selfish for like wanting to be a comedian.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know who we think like. Because Dylan in the chat was saying, like, oh, it reminds me of, like, some, like, open micers we know. But it's like, but Bo Burnham has never met those people.
Right.
Like, Bo Burnham...
He leapfrogged that, actually.
Yeah. Bo Burnham has never interacted with the kind of person who thinks what he is, like, pretending all comedians think.
Right. Yeah, no, completely. I fully agree. It's so funny. This is, I mean, I shouldn't even be saying this, but, well, maybe I'll dance. I'll just say it. He was at my job 2 days ago on the night I wasn't working, and I found out, like, while I was still boiling with rage from like the 15 minutes I saw of this special. One of my coworkers casually was like, "Oh, do you know who was here last night?" And I was like, "You had him locked in a room?" It was like, "I live across the street. Call me next time." Also, that's so funny, and to me, it was so funny that like I don't give a shit. It's so funny, like just the fact that he says all these things, does all that, and then is the kind of person who does an escape room, which maybe seems like a leap, but you can extrapolate a lot from being the kind of person who will do an escape room. I don't know. That might only make sense to me because I like observe these people like 8 hours a day. But yeah, it just makes me kind of roll my eyes at the whole fucking thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
I just feel like if you actually feel that much guilt about performing, just enjoy your money and like hang out with your family or something.
Yeah.
I don't
direct another, please direct another movie. I like your movies. Please do that. I think you're a talented guy in that regard.
But just like everything is done like
I know that you're listening right now.
Yeah. Like Art is Dead is disgusting.
Oh god, dude, I fucking remember when, because even then I was like, that album, Comedy Central special, like it's some things that maybe musical comedy's not really my thing, but like that song is a fucking like glaring sore thumb.
Yeah.
Very, very, very weird guy. So I don't know how it ends. Maybe I'll finish it. I mean, I assume that he
Hopefully, it ends how we would have ended it.
what, hanging from a rope?
Yeah. Ugh, God damn it.
Yeah.
That's it. It seems like everyone likes it.
Well, yeah, that's all the reviews are like,
Yeah.
are like you name. But here's the thing, dude. Have you trusted a critical review? Have you trusted a single critical review like in the past?
No, but
Like-
also like I don't know. Occasionally, I go on the stand-up subreddit just to like basically check the temperature of like what like insane open micers think about various things. Like, like when something big happens, like, oh, what is the consensus on Tony Hinchcliffe of fucking like Reddit incels
Sure.
who post in the stand-up subreddit?
For sure.
Everyone loved it.
Really?
It was like all the comments were positive. So I don't know if that means that just like stand-up as a whole is so alt that like every space for comedians is like overwhelmingly alt, but
Well, I think it might also be that like maybe the people who are if one mindset dominates our stand-up subreddit, I think there are fans of types of comedy that aren't alt, which like, and you can see that they are fans of them and they're active online, but maybe they're not in that subreddit. Maybe the fans of like the kind of comedy
yeah, they were all the subreddits that they were in are banned.
are all gone.
Yeah. They were in O&A and r/Cumtown and r/Legion of Skanks.
I mean, and that's and look, that unfortunately that's the flip side of this is when you decide to do like decidedly ungentle comedy, you do wind up with some weird bedfellows of like people, because there's some like implied permission when you do comedy that's edgy that basically tells a certain sect of some listeners like, hey, it's okay to like do wild shit. And I don't think that you can take responsibility for that. I don't think that you should be held responsible for it.
Yeah.
But it's like
But it is tricky. Like I've sometimes, someone like like someone be like, "Oh man, dude, you're going to think this is so funny." And they just send me like a news article of like a gay guy getting like dragged behind a car. And I'm just like, "I don't know if you quite get what I do."
that rocks.
Like that's not a literal example,
No,
but like
I
you get
know.
what I mean, where it's like, "Oh, dude, you're going to love this." And then they just play like a Hitler speech and I'm like, that's not really the same as
Yeah.
what me and Nick we like to goof around.
Some of those are kind of funny. Some Hitler speeches are kind of funny. I have no idea what he's saying. Let me clarify. Purely physical comedy. I
Yeah.
enjoy it.
Yeah, like eventually get just like we're gonna do this live show. It's like, oh, dude, you remember that bit that you did about like school shootings? And we'll be like, yeah, and they'll be like, I shot up my school, like waiting for us to like laugh.
Yeah.
We're like, you want to buy a T-shirt, buddy?
Please give me your money and get out.
Yeah, yeah. If you could just sign up for the $25 tier and just kind of leave that going until your card expires.
Yeah.
In prison.
Yeah, if you could leave that going after you're apprehended, that would be mwah,
That would be great.
chef's kiss. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I mean,
That'd be funny if like our Patreon got like taken by like by the cops for like under like Son of Sam law or something.
oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. I mean, yeah, it does like in 5 years we're probably gonna have to move our like pay model to like some explicitly alt-right platform. Like that's the only way we'll be allowed to make money.
Yeah, yeah. But then the only people on that platform will think that we're gay.
Yes, and dude, this is truly like this is the rock and the hard place the year between. When,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
When you like comedy that is, we'll say, not gentle, but also like aren't like don't want an ethno state for America.
Yeah. Because like we'll get kicked off Patreon and then there'll be like some like we'll try like whatever like
Whatever the conservative.
Yeah, there'll be like
we'll be on.
it'll be like N-word coin or something.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
be on N-Coin.
They'll pay us with N coins.
N-Coins are I would love
Yeah.
to see what the symbol for that is. Just like I mean, in some ways it's kind of woke. Because like we were supposed to get Harriet Tubman on the 20th, so here's N-Coin. Yeah, that's a real monkey's paw of a fucking.
Sometimes I think about like when we get into conversations like this, how many people listen to this who like don't like because we get listeners sometimes who like they're probably like, oh yeah, I really love wait, don't tell me, and then
Do we get those?
No, I mean not probably not, but like we get
People who are not
like like what you would think of as like fans of like edgy
in the
I don't
same
know.
sphere,
We get people who just like the hard times, and then they start listening to this, and then I imagine they're like, "What the fuck is going on?"
What the hell is Ncoin? No, I did, but yeah, you know what's funny? I think that the majority of those people kind of get with it. Because I like the different strata of listeners. Like I know that we have I know that we have like a young like woman of color like socialist who's like an avid listener. And and it's like she shouldn't be on board with this at all.
Then we have a guy in the Discord named White OJ.
White OJ is I don't even think he listens to the podcast.
I truly don't think he has listened. He has said nothing in the Discord to suggest he listens. And this is how we'll find out if he listens.
I think that's why White OJ is my favorite Coward Hour fan. He doesn't listen. He posts.
He doesn't listen.
Dude, White OJ posts just buckets all day. He never misses White OJ. White OJ is the man.
I also love that like he has it's as close as we've ever come to having to moderate in any way, where it was just like, look, man, please don't say the N-word. Like you're not gonna get banned. We're not even gonna delete that post.
And it's cool because he was basically like, okay, I'll do it only out of respect for you. And I I was like, thank you. That's who you should be doing it out of respect for. Certainly not, another group. Yeah, White OJ is the man. Salute to White OJ. No, man, I all our fans are really smart. I like this is getting a little circle jerky, but I love fucking talking to them. If you're not in the Discord, hop in the Discord. It's a very fun place.
It's a fun chat.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that we kind of end up.
And if you want to join the Discord, you can go to cowardhour.com and there will be a link.
Yeah, and if that link may be expired. If that link doesn't work, go to the subreddit and there should be a permanent link on the sidebar. But I don't. Somebody told me that they had somebody told me that they clicked a link somewhere and it was expired. Because I guess they have like the 7-day expiration date, so if you don't change it,
I'll update it.
Yeah. But yeah, hop in there. It's fucking fun.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of cool people in there. Yeah. Get in there. Donate to the Patreon. Support us. Interact with us. This can be a
Please, I need to impress my girlfriend's parents.
Dude.
$700 was not enough to impress them.
We got to get your girlfriend's parents in the Discord.
Uh-huh.
They will love it in there, dude.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, no.
There's no way they don't love it. There's no way. Could you imagine your girlfriend's father entering into discourse with White OJ? Could you imagine talking about White OJ at the dinner table? That would be amazing.
I absolutely cannot imagine it.
You can't imagine
My
it at
brain will not permit me.
Well, you're missing out on a beautiful dream.
I absolutely am.
I'm trying to think on fucking like what else happened on my I got like I don't think I've gotten drunk like that in a while. We were just like drinking like every night.
It seems like when you see your girlfriend, you guys get fucked up.
We party.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I like went out to. I also like realized that like I forget like she's only a year younger than me, but her and her friends like we went out with her friends the first night I was there. We went like bar hopping, and I was like, oh, I haven't drank like this since I was like 23, 24. Mm-hmm. Like I'm kind of like out of that, and maybe I'm prematurely out of it, but I'm kind of like out of that phase of my life. Yeah. And I was like, I cannot fucking keep up with these people. And then we kept drinking and eating seafood, which is a horrible pairing.
That's not good.
Because we would just
unless it's like clam strips or something.
No, well, we went to an Italian restaurant, got really, really good mussels, and then we were like, we got to get sparkling cider or sparkling, whatever it was. It was a rosé. That was a rosé, which like I think you're famously not supposed to pair like seafood and like light wines.
I thought white wine with fish, red wine with red meat.
Maybe I'm just thinking of like the Tim and Eric sketch where they throw up shrimp and white wine. I think that's like so. Like, I'm so stupid. I saw that. I'm like, okay, that's like liquor and beer. You're in the clear. Like.
When I was 16, that was the most hilarious thing to me.
Yeah.
I remember being excited to turn 21 so that I could drink white wine.
So you could drink. It made us kind of sick. It was not very good.
And then I remember me and my buddy Juan Carlos, we got really into Moscato for a while.
Oh man.
Which is terrible to drink to get drunk.
Really?
Awful.
Because it would not high alcohol content.
Well, I mean, it's the alcohol content isn't the problem. It's that it's so much sugar that the next day your head feels like it's like being compressed by rocks.
Oh, that sounds fucking awful, dude. That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really a wine. I mean, I'm like a stereotypical like flannel IPA guy. That's what I drink, So like when I'm with her, and then like I'll drink like like vodka sodas. Like I'm not an adventurous. I'm sure that you were like an adventurous drinker.
Not so much. I was a whiskey beer guy.
Okay.
I like Yingling.
Okay, so we're probably the same.
I like Bullet bourbon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my girlfriend will like order like tequila, like mezcal. I'm just like, I can't fucking do this shit. Like I can't keep up with you at all. So it was but it was fun. Yeah, it's been I like we were just like drunk in Chicago. Oh, we got really fucking good. I thought Chicago had like shitty food. They have shitty pizza for sure, but like, dude, we got this fucking like we got this barbecue, and I forget what part of town we were in, but oh my god, it was so good. I got so fat. Like I like put on weight this trip. Like we were just like walking around eating. We got drunk down on the pier. Oh, and then this is going to sound so stupid. One of the most amazing places we went near the hotel where we were staying when we were downtown was there's this McDonald's. Number one, there's a Rainforest Cafe that's just like there. It's just like a relic of the lost world. Like I think it's got the frogs and everything, but like it's up for sale. And then there was this place called...
I would love to buy that and turn it into something else, but not...
A podcast studio?
Yeah, not... That would be so sick. Just animatronic lemurs and shit around
Yes, dude. Yeah, dude, we're podcasting by the fucking, like, fake pool, like, the pond and everything. And
my girlfriend and I, we talk about like buying a house someday, and I think that she would be very disappointed in me if she knew just how much of my fantasizing about that is focused solely on the podcast studio.
I mean, you have to take it into account. Mm-hmm. You have to.
Yeah.
But so there was this McDonald's. This is gonna sound so stupid, but there was a McDonald's, and this McDonald's was like. Because all the architecture there is amazing, and this McDonald's is like a work of art. It's like this monolithic glass cube that has an orchard on top. Now, what are they growing and where are they sending it? I don't know who goes up to fucking like get the shit off the orchard. But the orchard is not related to the McDonald's. It's just a McDonald's, and also there's an orchard.
It'd be funny if like Grimace was trapped up there. Just like pressing against the glass.
Please help. and this McDonald's, so it's just this giant glass cube McDonald's is open 24 hours. And we spent so much. That was like, of all the restaurants we went to, we would just keep returning to this McDonald's. Like it was like a crystal calling to us. And we got drunk one night. So like we got drunk on the pier. And we showed up, and they were like, the McDonald's is like swamped at like 11 p.m. And it's like, there's 3 people back there. And like, it's just like drunk white people like, and they're fucking working hard. They're getting swamped with orders. And it's just like drunk, like white people yelling at them, calling them fucking stupid. They like gave this father and his son, and they got all the orders right. And his dad was like, well, you got my fucking food right at least. Took you an hour. And we were like empathetically drunk, where we were just standing there just like, I can't believe how horrible these people are being. So I gave them like $60. When I got my food, I just like shoved like a crumpled $60 into like the woman at the cash register stand. I was like, this is for everybody. I was like, you're working. I was like, you're all working so hard, and I just want you to know that we see how hard you're working. It was like, dude, I basically like Sandra Bullock like blindsided them. I just swooped in like a white savior for these hardworking Latinos behind the counter.
And then the manager probably reprimanded her for accepting tips.
No. He made sure, because the manager came up like when I handed it to him, and he said, "Who is that for?" And I was like, "It's for the whole kitchen." He was like, "Okay," and he started like dividing it. I was like, "Hell yes, dude!
Nice,
fuck yeah!" But I was like, I mean, in retrospect,
you're basically you're fucking who's The Wire season 2. Is Ducky? Is that his name?
I think so.
Yeah, that's how you are with money. Is like you get money, and then suddenly you're like lighting a cigar with like a flaming $100 bill.
I would never. I gave it to people. I gave it to hardworking Latinos, Brendan.
Yeah, I know.
I don't throw my money away. I give it away. I mean, in many ways, I'm kind of like, one of the salt of the earth philanthropists.
Yeah. We kind of stopped saying in many ways, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, but now it's back. In many
Yeah.
ways, I am a white philanthropist. I told Dan, because Daniel, I guess she like posted a story on her Instagram where it sounded like we were mad at the McDonald's, because I said something about like being mad that people were rude at the McDonald's, and he was like, "You guys were shitty to McDonald's boys." I was like, I helped your people. I was like, I came down from my summit to help you guys. But yeah, that was a fucking blast of a trip. Architecture there is so cool. They had this. They've got this building called the Tribune Building, and it's just like made up of like, so like you walk up to it. It's an apartment building you could never afford, and they have like pictures of like the apartments inside. And you're like, who lives here? I don't know any famous people in Chicago.
You know who lives there?
Who?
No one. They are being rented out by Chinese billionaires.
Oh, you're absolutely right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, this building, all the bricks in it are like from, I guess they're stolen, because I don't know where they're from, but like one of the bricks is just like a little like carving from the Great Wall of China, and it lets you know that. And then there's like a little like a nub from like Notre Dame, and then like something from like the Alamo. And I don't know. I was just,
and they should not have done that.
I don't know. I mean, I'm like, is this gonna fall apart? And I was just like the biggest tourist in the world. I was just like touching. I was just like walking across this. Nobody else is doing this. I'm walking across the side of the building, just like touching them all with my hand. Just like
I defend like being a tourist. Like when my mom was here, she was like, "Oh, we don't have to do that. It's like a tourist thing." It's like, no, you're a tourist. I'll show you the Hollywood sign.
Right.
Like when you're there, just do the shit. Don't worry about being cool.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know if we did any touristy. I guess like Riverwalk is definitely touristy. But I just meant, I didn't look like a tourist. I looked like a tourist to the planet Earth. Where like I was, like to just see me like running my hand across this giant building.
We're about to have some of those. Or it appears we've had them for a very long time.
And I can't wait to meet them.
Yeah.
I hope
Dude,
they're hot.
I think it's like affecting my mental health. Like,
I told you that it would. We had this conversation like years ago on the podcast. I was
no,
like,
but yeah, it's what's not affecting my mental health. Like, because you were saying that like the fact that aliens are real is going to make everybody lose all hope and like kill themselves or like feel like in fear. It's not that. It's like if what you were describing was a scenario where they're like, we exist. We're so superior to you that everything you do is meaninless.
yeah, deflates human achievement.
That's not what I'm afraid of.
Okay.
No, what's affecting my health is like feeling like I need to check like subreddits every day to see if anything else has happened.
Right.
And then also just the fear that we're all gonna die.
Yeah, you're really grappling with death.
I really don't want to die.
Yeah, it's never up to you. It isn't. Well, no, that's not true. Sometimes it's up to you, but it's usually not up to you. You know what I mean?
You'd think that this fear of death would manifest in me being like a health nut or something.
Right.
One would hope, but no.
I'm back on my supplement regimen because I'm so stupid. I told Sam this, but so I take 5-HTP to like fix my brain.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And then you take Molly to undo it.
Yeah, well, apparently I wasn't even that helpful because apparently like 5-HTP can't cross the blood-brain barrier unless you take it with green tea extract. This is like true like WebMD medical advice. So now I've been taking 5-HTP with green tea extract, this testosterone booster, and also NAC. And
what testosterone booster?
It's a supplement. It's mixed in with the green tea extract, and it's got like niacin in it. It helps you like boost testosterone and helps you lose weight. You have to be like 21 to buy it. Like you have to have, like show ID to get it.
All right. Well, we got to get sponsored by them so that I can start taking it.
Okay, I would love to get sponsored by like some nootropics because Brendan, I feel on it. Like I'm like oh, this is what 5-HTP is supposed to do. Like I feel good. I'm like I.
Are you just taking like literally on it like the Joe Rogan shit?
No, but I should take that too. That does sound like what I want to be. No, but I'm like, okay, now I'm like getting the effects that like I've heard people describe where I'm like, I feel happy. I don't feel depressed. I can remember things better.
But you were telling us that you felt that before.
I was making it up. Okay? It was total placebo effect. It was mind over matter. Now I actually feel it. This sounds so bad. I think it's the NAC too. The NAC is also apparently like this bit like they've done clinical trials that are like it's good for like recall. It helps repair like brains that have been like affected by like neurotoxic drugs.
Okay.
I mean, look, maybe this is all fake, but I want you guys to know I'm pilled up and I'm feeling good.
Yeah. Pilled Up, part 2.
I
This
know.
time it's Nick.
and
It's Nick's turn.
And by the way, me being pilled up, it's not like you went to a doctor and they're like, a doctor was like, I think you should have these pills. I just like do an hour of internet research and then I'm walking out of CVS like I'm Sam with protein bars. There's bottles just like spilling out from under my arms.
Sick. Man, I need to get my test back up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe try taking these little test. I'll
Maybe.
show you a picture of it.
I actually haven't even like I haven't talked with my girlfriend about this after the fact because I expected us to have a conversation about it. But so we were at her parents' house. We were in the pool. I was talking to her sister-in-law. Mm-hmm. We both were, and her sister-in-law is a therapist. And I was just kind of making conversation. I was like, I don't know. I was like, have you ever like met someone in your field that has made you think like, oh, this person should not be a therapist? She's like, oh, absolutely. And we started talking about like bad therapists and stuff. And then she started talking about like, I don't know, in like, a HIPAA respecting way. She was telling me about like one of her patients. She was like, yeah, and I have this guy who, like not identifiable at all. So like, she wasn't doing anything unprofessional. Or
Right, of course.
She was like, oh yeah, I have this guy who like, he has a erectile dysfunction. We just need to figure out like what the mental block is. And I'm just like, oh, like, what is it though? Like hypothetically, if you had that problem, what would it be? And I think I didn't say it like that. I think I actually like pulled it off.
Nice.
Like, oh wow, I'm really interested in your job. What's that guy's deal? What's wrong with his dick? And does that apply to other people with similar issues?
Did she have mental blocks, but Brendan, I feel like you have so many mental blocks.
Yeah.
That are still unwrestled
It's all
with.
blocks.
It's all blocks, dude.
Yeah.
We've got it, dude. We have to pull the corks out of your brain. We gotta get the juice flowing.
It's no good up there.
It's no good at all. Yeah, I feel like if you can just like power through that mental block, maybe you'll have like, maybe your dick will get bigger. I don't know.
My brain is basically, it's like one of those like online ads for like a mobile game that doesn't actually exist.
It's never the game.
Yeah. Where it's just like, how would you even solve that puzzle? Like, it's like a man in like a car and he's trapped on lava. And
Yeah.
you need to get him with a crane.
Yeah, you've got to move the pipe so that the nuclear waste hits the monster.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite ad for one of those is because you're right. It is never. Whenever you click that game, it's just like it's a weird like desktop RPG. It's never the puzzle game.
Yeah.
But there was an ad for one of those, and the whole advertisement was just, "It's actually this game." Like those were the letters on top.
I saw once like it was like a Reddit AMA where they were like, we make porn games. And they're like we make this game, like Deep Throater 9th or whatever, and they're like, ask us any question about these games. And all the comments were just like, you actually make the games?
Those
like,
games exist?
Yeah. That clicks through to anything?
Yeah. I thought you just clicked that and then like you lose your social security number.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I have yet to play. I mean, they like. I think what like makes me not believe those is I'm like the graphics are too good. Like it's always like it'll be like play this, this game will make you come like never before, and it looks like a AAA title.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a PS5 game, and you're like, there's no way.
There's one game on Steam. I've not purchased it or played it, of course. And I forget what it's called. But it's like, it looks like a AAA game, but it's just furry porn.
Hell yes.
It's like it looks like Assassin's Creed, but with like cat girls that you fuck.
Oh, well, there's a lot of money behind furry shit, dude. I guarantee you they crowdfunded that through the community. They probably had like probably had like a Rockstar budget.
Yeah. But yeah, perverts like have great production value. Like I'm still kind of working on it, but I haven't touched it in a while, but I was working on the Coward Hour, dating sim game, which maybe that should be like a Patreon tier. Maybe that should be like when we hit 2,000.
Oh yeah,
something.
give it to some people.
Yeah, because it's turning out to be a lot of work. But anyway,
definitely.
I've been in like a Discord of the people like using the engine that I'm writing it in, which is, I mean, it's not like anything super complicated. It's RenPy. But anyway, the one channel is just like not safe for work, and I was like, what is that? And I click on it. It's just like, hey guys, let me know if I rendered the cum right on the asshole, and then it's just like a photorealistic like CGI rendering of like like a hentai woman.
And the reason why perverts, the reason why they whether it's like DeviantArt or hentai games, like the reason why there's so much effort put into it is because it's the only way they can come.
Yeah.
They have to. It has to be as good as humanly possible.
Maybe that's why Jeff Bezos is doing this. Maybe he can only come in space.
He's got.
Maybe an angel came to him as a boy and told him, "You will only ever come in space," and everything since has been to that end.
I mean, zero-G cummies would be sick, dude.
Yeah, they would.
That would be amazing.
Do it coming on a girl's face in space.
Dude, it would be amazing.
Just imagine coming on a girl's face from 20 feet away, and like you come and the force sends you back.
That would be. This is what I'm saying. Like because I guess there's cameras. Like, but before there weren't always, because the tech wasn't always good. Do you think some astronauts were like, we have to fuck each other? It's too crazy not to fuck up here.
Yeah, even like when like the first time when they went to the moon, when it was like 4 dudes.
Yeah, dude, Neil and Buzz.
Yeah,
Neil and Buzz just getting a little freaky on the.
Yeah, Buzz is like a very homosexual name.
Yeah,
I feel
it's
like.
totally a homosexual
Buzz is
name.
like a 1980s like mustache gay guy name.
Absolutely. And Neil isn't much better. Neil is kind of a
Neil.
That's a pansy name.
That's sus.
Who was the third guy that nobody remembers or likes?
I forget.
Yeah, I don't remember his name. I bet it was so gay. I'll bet his name was like Lily or something.
I bet they went up there to fuck a bunch of guy aliens.
Yeah. Yeah. That's almost certainly what happened.
Almost certainly. Oh man, wouldn't it be? I've been thinking about just how great it would be if Jeff Bezos goes into space and the ship just parodies all over the atmosphere, over the.
That would be high level.
All
satire.
the parts start satirically raining down in a in a torrent of humor.
Yeah, Jeff Bezos's space shuttle ironically blew up this afternoon. No, I guess it would be. Yeah, I guess irony.
Yeah.
I guess irony.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos did.
Anyway, it would be cool if he died.
It would be sick if he died. Yeah, in one of the worst cases of irony we've ever seen. Jeff Bezos's wonky left eye fell to earth.
I just watched.
Did you know that Big Bird was supposed to be on the Challenger? The one that blew. Yeah. Well,
oh yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
That would have been a wild next episode.
Because they have to write him out of Sesame Street.
Yeah.
You can't have Big Bird can't come back.
Yeah, because then the kids will be like, "Why didn't Sally Fields come back?"
Oh, that's fucking funny. Yeah. What were you saying? I didn't mean to
I was just gonna say it was making me laugh, like because I was watching this like Frontline documentary on Amazon that came out last year. Because I've just been like, I don't know, I'm bored of all the streaming services, and I just go on Canopy and watch like PBS like
so much better.
Yeah, it's great. But it just makes me laugh, like what all those guys looked like 10 years ago.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, it's hilarious.
Like 90s Jeff Bezos. Like, because, you know, I don't think I had really heard him speak, and so I just, like, made up a voice in my head of what I thought he sounded like. Mm-hmm. He's such a fucking goober.
He's a total goober. Have you seen him playing with the robotic arms?
Yeah.
We're going...
Yeah, his laugh is insane.
It's evil.
He has
a straight-up evil laugh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the word, dude. Young Jeff Bezos, young Elon looks so bad.
Yeah.
That guy looks terrible.
Zuck is the only one who like
got less handsome.
Yeah,
he was like more handsome as a young guy. Oh yeah, dude, he was big man on campus.
Because I think like I mean Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, they probably pay someone to just like stop them before they walk out on a stage and like put their hair right. And shit.
For sure.
Where Zuck is just like, no, I want to look like Caligula.
Yeah, Zuck looks insane.
Yeah,
he looks like
he literally like. Did you know this? factual, he gets that haircut because he wants to look like a specific Roman emperor.
Really?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that
basically,
sucks.
he's getting a haircut to look like what you can sculpt hair to look like.
Damn, dude, that absolutely sucks.
It's like, look, Zuck, we don't have a photo of that guy.
Yeah, it's only statues.
Yeah. I think that you're off track here.
He looks like he's like getting his skin like lightened.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
His skin, he looks like fucking. Well, everybody makes a comparison, but he looks like Data off Star Trek.
Yeah,
he's
he
got
does.
a very pallid complexion.
He's very yellow. His eyes are strange.
He looks awful.
He always looks like he's like standing in front of a ring light, you know?
Yeah, he does.
It's odd.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I want the Social Network too.
What? Just like following up, like what?
Yeah.
Where we are now.
Like, I don't think that there's even I guess, I mean, you could do I don't know. It'd probably be too like soy or like I was gonna say the other big Facebook story would be like election interference and stuff, but I was like, there's no way that would come out like compelling and like, but like anyway,
we need to do it like 10 years from now. I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But just Jesse Eisenberg again. I loved how savage, like to the point of like definitely unfair, like how mean that movie is.
It's great.
And like I hate Zuck, but like that movie is like unnecessarily mean to him.
No, I love it.
Yeah.
You got to be that mean. Yeah,
like just ending the movie with him Googling his ex, like there's no way you can know that.
Well,
like what a sick flourish to just be like, yeah, I bet that's what he did.
Well, Aaron Sorkin like did the same thing with the Steve Jobs movie, where it's like, he made it meaner in places, and then he softened blows in other places. He was definitely meaner to Zuck, but it's like Aaron Sorkin and David Fincher, like they're. I mean, I don't know if I want to call Aaron Sorkin good. He's good with the right director, but like they're not interested in like reality.
No,
and that's why The Social Network is like great for that reason. You know what I mean? And fuck him. You remember when he went on SNL like with Jesse Eisenberg? And it was SNL, or I think it was SNL. And there was basically this awkward moment where he like accused Jesse Eisenberg of like being a dickhead in his performance of like in his portrayal of him.
I don't remember that.
Look it up. Yeah, it's really awkward.
They tried to do the Eddie Murphy Stephen Wonder thing and it was just autistic.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Damn, how sick it is that our reality is ruled by just autistic emperors.
You know what? But it's always been this way. I mean, before.
No, I feel like before kings like had some charisma.
Yeah, but they were literally retarded.
Oh yeah,
they were like literal. Like they might have. I don't even know if they had charisma, dude. Like Henry VIII. It's like, did he have charisma, or was he just like a monster that people had to listen to?
I don't know.
I think that. Yeah. I think that we.
I read a kooky fact. So because I am just like checking like UFO subreddits every day, I wind up just like on other wild shit. I was reading about like the elongated skulls of, I forget what the like city or whatever it was called. But anyway, somewhere in South America, they found a graveyard with like 300 skulls where the head is like fucking
long
like
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
How great is that?
And yeah, and that's crazy, you know. That's alien shit. But then there's other theories where they're like there have been many ancient cultures where they elongated the heads for like fashion reasons.
Hell yeah.
And you know why they did that?
Why?
Because the fucking pharaohs were so inbred that their heads came out fucking alien shaped. And then people wanted their kids to look like the royals, so they bound their heads with like metal.
Well, that or aliens built the pyramids.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
While they were there, they were like, "You see this? This is cool." They're like, "You do this,
Yeah.
or else."
I love these websites that I've been stumbling on where like you think it's just like an archaeology website and it maintains that for most of it. So it was like talking about these heads and like different theories, and it was saying like these heads actually don't have the seals with the plates like human heads do, which leads us to think that, and like the placement of like the like neck hole or something leads us to think that this might be genetic. And then after all this like science stuff, then the author is like, and that's why these were definitely the Nephilim. The
Nephilim. I love the Nephilim, dude. Beware the Nephilim. I mean,
so he was like, yeah, they were in South America. They drilled out. They got the bone powder and they ran DNA tests, and somehow they're all from Samaria.
Yes, dude. Yes, I used to listen to. There was some interview with the director Richard Stanley where he was just like fucking going off about the Nephilim. I would watch like on repeat when I was younger. Yeah, I mean that's all. You got to get a Gaia TV subscription. Do you know about Gaia TV?
No.
It's like this streaming service for like crystal retards like me. And like,
Yeah.
Cause Sean Preston texted me. He's like, "Have you seen this Gaia TV shit?" I'm like, "You got to subscribe." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "You've got to watch everything they have on UFOs." And he's like, "It looks stupid." And then like 30 minutes later, he's like, "I'm watching their Atlantis videos." He's like, "This shit rocks." Yeah, you got to watch Gaia TV, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I found the subreddit r/high strangeness. That's just like, look, we're not a UFO website. We're not a we're not a UFO subreddit. We're not a Bigfoot subreddit. We just know you're into this kind of vibe, so we're just gonna throw whatever we got at you.
Dude, somebody sent me oh man, I wish I could remember what the subreddit was called, but it was they found like evidence of like technology or human remains that like dated back like billions of years, like basically like there was a theory that like there was like an advanced. I mean, we have entered full retard territory, by the way, on this. As we're 75 minutes into the podcast, but basically there's like this theory among these groups that like we've already had advanced civilizations like on Earth, like not necessarily maybe through extraterrestrial interference. That sounds so stupid. But
No, I mean,
we've just already been through a cycle.
The
right?
Earth's old as fuck.
It's
If
old as
billions.
fuck.
Yeah.
There were cars before, and now there's cars again. That's basically what these people are saying, you know?
I mean, you can't argue otherwise. Really.
You just don't tell me that you know otherwise, because you don't. You know what you know, and I know what I know. All right, and never the two.
And you know what I know is real? The Nephilim.
The Nephilim are beware.
Beware the Nephilim.
Like here, I think that I can't remember if the Nephilim are friendly or not. I mean, the fact that they were like given like respectful burials, maybe they were nice.
I don't know. The Nephilim. It was human women breeding with angels. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That rocks. How hot is that, dude?
Yeah. Also in the article, which might be 100% false, I have no idea. They were like, they could only trace the maternal DNA, which I don't know what that means. That could mean absolutely nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
But I read it and I was like, damn, it is the Nephilim. I'm so fucking stupid.
I mean, you can't. Yeah, there's no other answer but Nephilim, dude. When you come down to that, all signs point to Nephilim.
Absolutely all signs.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And then I found myself on like a thread of people just like posting drawings of literal biblical angels as best as humans can interpret them.
That's my favorite shit in the world.
Oh, just terrifying.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude.
And then from there, it led to this like near-death experience recount where the guy's like, yeah, I was driving in a car and I turned, and just as the other car was about to hit me, a giant like wheel came out of nowhere and like spun me. And
the classic.
Yeah, it was like a giant sideways wheel, like miles and miles across, like a size of a city, charging at him, and then he gets caught in the blades of the wheel and gets like thrown through all different like possible outcomes and then thrown back.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That rock. I bet he never stops telling that story.
Mm-hmm. And I did this every night on my phone next to my sleeping girlfriend.
During this you were on vacation?
Yeah. During this whole trip.
Why?
Because I have to stay up later than her so that she can fall asleep, so that hopefully she'll stay asleep when I start snoring.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
So then I just lay there on my phone, just like
ensuring that you'll never sleep.
Ensuring I'll never sleep.
Oh my god.
Because I'm just Brandon. Like, I don't want to meet the wheel.
It's so hard to size up the intentions of the wheel. You know what I mean?
The wheel, really, most likely up to no good, I'll say it.
Have you ever gotten into like, you should really start, my favorite one is like Mothman. You ever get into Mothman?
Oh, as a kid, yeah. As a kid, I was like super into like cryptids and stuff. And
well, the Mothman, dude.
But all I had was like books from the library.
No, there's a 3-hour documentary called Eyes of the Mothman that I would highly recommend.
I think I've seen that. I should watch it again. And then there's that movie that is bad.
With Richard Gere,
which
Mothman Prophecies.
There should definitely be a better Mothman movie.
Well, Mothman, dude, it's crazy how like they're like I think Mothman was just like in Germany. I I'm talking about him like he's a close friend, but it's like because Dom got
My good pal Mothman.
because Dom got into Mothman. He's like, Nick, do you know about Mothman? And I immediately sent him an article. I was like, he just saved a bunch of Germans in a collapsed mine shaft last week. I'm like, Mothman is still helping people, dude.
Yeah. Do you think Mothman's an angel?
Well, I mean, it's weird because he's connected to extraterrestrials and the Men in Black. Like, the guy who seems to be tracking him is this fellow Indrid Cold, who may or may not be, some kind of, I don't know if he's a tall gray, but he's definitely, I think it's commonly, what?
Nothing. I'm just laughing at like what a turn this episode has taken.
I mean,
I'm having a lot of fun.
I mean, look out for Indrid Cold, dude.
Yeah.
My friend, we used to have because the whole thing is like in Point Pleasant, Indrid Cold would just like he would just like show up at hotels. He would just be like looking through people's windows, like. And my buddy Keith and I every Christmas.
Wait, who is Indrid Cold? Is he in the documentary?
Indrid Cold is somebody who was like showed up in Point Pleasant, and people didn't know if he was with.
What is Point Pleasant?
Point Pleasant. That's where Mothman showed up. That was where the bridge collapsed. Days after his.
And this is all in like West Virginia, right?
All in West Virginia.
Yeah. Okay.
And
and when was this?
This was in the late '60s, I want to say.
It's been a while since I brushed up on Mothman shit.
So there were all these Mothman sightings, like all over town. Like a harbinger of bad things to come. But also like Mothman is also weirdly tied to the Indians who lived in that, or the indigenous people who lived in that territory. And some people think that Mothman is tied to the curse of Cornstalk, who Cornstalk was one of the Indian chiefs, and I think that he cursed the land. So it's because the documentary tries to have it both ways, where like they show you 3 hours of evidence that Mothman is like connected to extraterrestrials, and that some of the Men in Black are also possibly extraterrestrials working to cover this up. And they present all this compelling evidence, and then in the last 5 minutes of the documentary, they goes, or maybe it was old Cornstalk. His curse still wreaking havoc on the white men who stole his home. And I was like, I think we've moved past Cornstalk. I was like, I don't think it's Cornstalk. I think that was a red herring. But so Indrid Cold was.
Damn, I gotta rewatch it. I think it was on Netflix last time I watched it.
Yeah.
It certainly is not on Netflix anymore.
It was on, I think it's on Tubi, the free. I love Tubi. Tubi's like the free streaming service. That was where I saw it most recently. But yeah, Indrid Cold is like this weird, strange little man. I think they describe him as looking vaguely Asian, which may be bad to compare aliens to Asians, but but really, really little, and had like this unearthly robotic voice. Like,
he had big buck teeth and yellow skin and slanted eyes. He was like nothing of this earth.
And he would like stop people, dude. He would like stop people's cars. He would like put them into fugue states. All this crazy stuff. There's a lot of crazy stuff with like missing time with the Mothman.
Yeah,
Mothman overall is a good guy, I think.
I think. In many ways, it can be said that Mothman is good.
I think he is. I think
I think that he's probably pretty good.
Mothman. I think Mothman doesn't hurt people. I think like he warns you, or in some cases he has literally intervened. He saved all those Germans in that mine shaft. I swear to God, I read that that Mothman saved a bunch of Germans in a mine shaft.
That sounds right.
It sounds right. You can't say that.
I
not
really
right.
have no way of arguing against it.
But we used to every time. But because there are so many stories of like.
Dude, we're schizophrenic.
We're so stupid, dude. But
that's what I've been worrying. I'm like, because like suddenly, like I don't know, like I'm meeting my girlfriend's parents. UFOs are real. I'm just like, I am in an institution.
Oh my God! Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're just gonna wake up one day, completely padded cell. Let me out. I have to do my podcast.
And they're like, okay. And then they lead me out and you're there. The podcast wasn't fake. That's the only part that was real the whole time. Either that or it's you and me sitting at the cafeteria table in the institution holding ice cream cones.
They've completely melted. We're just covered in sticky milk.
We're just pulling our eyes to the side while doing black voice.
Oh my fucking God, dude.
Yeah, we're just doing black voice, and all the black lady nurses are just like, They at it again.
There's just a janitor. Like there's an older janitor and a new janitor. He's like, boss, what are they doing? Every day they get together, do something they call a podcast.
Yeah.
And the young guy's like, what's a podcast? The older janitor's like, nobody knows. This has got to be this. It was a fairly normal episode. Yeah, dude. I mean, look, this is all good stuff. This is because here's the thing. This is what's all up here. To pretend that it wasn't gonna come out was a fool's errand. You know what I mean?
It's true. Oh man, I don't know why, but like, so I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, because like we're laying there, and I'm like, hey, did you know that UFOs are real? And she's like, all right, say whatever.
This is
you're gonna
everyone's
say.
reaction, also,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
Nobody even gives a shit.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like going into all of it, and she's like, okay. I'm like, don't worry, I'm not going to talk about this in front of your parents, but it is very scary, and I'm very scared.
Yeah.
We should both be really worried about this.
Yeah.
So then the next day, she was like, her parents took us to Princeton, New Jersey, just to like walk around, like see old buildings and stuff. So we're just like walking around the campus of Princeton.
And you're just looking at the sky.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
And she just goes, so Brendan thinks that aliens are going to come kill us all.
Why would she say that?
I don't know. I don't know why she would say that.
Oh my God, dude. Holy shit.
And I was like, I don't think that they're going to come and kill us all, but the government is telling us that they're real.
Right. It was on.
And no one reacts. I don't understand it.
Dude, there's so much news.
Yeah.
This is like, you know.
I was telling my parents about it because my parents already know I'm weird, so the damage is done. And I'm telling them all about the UFOs and the report coming out. My mom's like, well, just because they're UFOs doesn't mean they're from space. It could be China or Russia. And it's like, that's so much worse.
That's so bad.
Yeah.
Because we know that they want to hurt us.
Yeah.
Right. Have you ever had a UFO experience?
Why is that comforting? No, I've never seen a UFO. But why is that comforting?
Well, yeah, because it's not because that threat is not. This is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That the reason why that's more comforting is because I think to actually confront a superior life form with superior technology causes existential dread in a way of like, oh, I can't wrap my mind around this, and on some level I know I'll like never achieve that or be able to compete with it.
I
That's
do
my
have
theory.
I don't know. There is a small hopeful part of me that's like maybe they come and they give us the secret to unlimited energy and we fix climate change and we don't die.
Would we do that? What you know of the people on this planet?
No, the government would be like, thank you, and then just blow it up and be like, keep drilling, boys.
That's right. Yeah, that would fuck up money, Brendan.
Yeah.
I had one. I know I've got like weird like supernatural things, but I have had one like crazy UFO. Well, not a UFO experience, just like an unexplained phenomenon that I've never been able to figure out what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was like 18, there was this girl that because I was still living at home. No, I might have been younger. I was still in high school. I can't remember. But I was walking parallel. So this girl and I were gonna like hook up, like, but not in my parents' house. So like we had like arranged to like meet somewhere like in my neighborhood, like like I can't remember if it was like by the side of the highway, but I was walking parallel to my high school's like football field because I lived only a couple blocks from my high school, and pretty late at night, like very clear sky. There wasn't a lot of light pollution at this point. Now there is in my neighborhood, but I looked up at the sky and there was what I could literally only describe. Like it didn't look close. It looked like it was in space. It looked like there was like a white tear looking like a vortex, like really bright, like noticeably bright from where I was, like in the sky. And it just didn't go. I just like stared at it. I just like followed, like I stared at it for like 10 minutes. I would walk, it would stay the same. And then I met up with this chick. And then when I tried to show her where it was gone. I have no idea what that was. Yeah.
It's interesting.
And then there was also something that I had, but I think it was sleep paralysis, where I woke up really early one morning and like my whole bedroom was rumbling. And like, so where like I lived in my neighborhood, like a couple like neighborhoods down, there was water. It was the Severn River, and I was looking through my whole bedroom was like rumbling. There was a really loud noise, and I looked out my window and I saw like crazy lights like slowly rising into the sky, like out from like what would have been the Severn River, and then they were gone. But nobody else. I asked people about it, and they looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah.
So
I
think that
did
was
just
sleep
remember
paralysis.
something that I think is probably explainable.
What is it?
But I remember it was years ago. I was in my hometown, and I was looking at the sky, looking out the window while I was driving, and it looked like in Pirates of the Caribbean, you know, when like a soul escapes or whatever, and like the light.
Mm-hmm.
But like this was in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. There's no northern lights.
Right, there's
none
no
of that
Pirates of the
shit.
Caribbean there.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
No, but that's great. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So what, you saw it, like-
the sky lit up like the horizon like lit up green.
Whoa, dude! Oh,
Yeah.
that could have been a transformer exploding, because that happened to us. It was literally New Year's Eve, 2012. So like in Annapolis, there was a big transformer, like in one of the that was exploding, and it was causing near midnight on New Year's Eve. It was causing the whole sky to turn purple and green, and so we were like, "Oh, it's happening." we were like, it would appear the world is ending. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure.
Do you think the aliens are gonna like this podcast?
I think they're already listening, dude. I think that
This is probably the first piece of media that they decided to check out.
we have to put it on that golden disc.
Yeah.
It's like the Beatles are on side one, and there's like a field recording of like a lake, and then for some reason 3 episodes of this podcast. That's so. It's funny. My girlfriend is more. She's like. She's great because she's like supportive with the UFO shit. Where I'll like send her UFO stuff. I'm like, isn't this crazy? She's like, oh my god, babe, that's so fucked up. She's like, wow. She's like, it's really fucked up. There are UFOs. And then she'll send me some articles that she was like, she's like, I also read this, and I can't tell how much of it is placating me, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
I don't mind being placated.
No, it's nice.
Sometimes it's nice.
It's nice when you're freaked out about
Yeah, yeah.
little green men. It's nice to have your babe be like, yeah, that would be scary if that was happening.
I don't know. It's been bothering me. Like I feel like when I talk to people about UFOs, like when I tell them about the 60 Minutes thing, not only do they not believe in UFOs, they don't believe that the 60 Minutes segment exists.
I know, dude. It's like. But I think I think it's like any kind of cognitive dissonance where if somebody's already like, I don't have space for that in my brain, I'm not about to make space for it. I have to work at my fucking meaningless job. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I can't take this information in right now. I have kids.
Your kids need to know about this.
Your kids
Wake up your son. Wake up your son so I can explain to him.
Wake up your son so I can shove my phone in his
Yeah.
face and show him the Twitter clips. Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell your kids about UFOs.
Oh, your kids are going to be hearing about it.
See, I got to be careful because every time when I go home, like my sister, she'll if she ever listens to this podcast, I lose all credibility. Because like when we go home, like she's into some like conspiracy related stuff, like concerning like Fauci and stuff like that. And I always have the same thing. I'm like, Emma, come on, like be reasonable. Is that a reasonable thing to think?
Yeah,
and if she listens to this, I'll never get to say that again. All I need is my sister to be like, yeah, tell it to the Nephilim, Nick.
Yeah. It does suck though, because like I don't know, like the people who are going to be on our side about UFOs also think that like masks cause COVID.
And if you back me up on the UFO thing, maybe I can meet you in the middle. I really need some allies in this fight. Okay. I mean, aliens probably made COVID, dude.
Probably.
That's where I'm falling.
Yeah, the UFOs are probably how China deployed COVID.
Does that sound wrong to you guys? Or does it maybe sound like the only plausible solution?
I really can't think of a single explanation other than that.
We should get off the air right now. I think we've given them far more than enough, dude.
I think so. At first, I was like, oh, we're at an hour and a half. Maybe we could stretch it to 2 and then cut it in half. But then I'm like, no, we gotta.
I think this has to be experienced as one. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Like, what time is it now?
I think it's late. I think it's like almost 10.
Yeah. I was gonna say play it the times that we recorded it, but no. play this at exactly 11 p.m. so that at midnight it goes off the rails.
That's kind of fun, dude. Yeah, start at 11. Yeah, it's like how you sync up like you like sync up movies on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah. So start this episode at 11. I mean, if you're hearing this now, it's already too late. So I guess we'll make a note in the episode description.
All right. On July 10th, we will be doing a live podcast at the Auto Bar in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah, so many people are asking me for tickets. I swear I'm like a middleman in the situation. The ticket link is probably going to go up after this weekend. I will post it everywhere. I'm going to start posting the poster because Ethan LaGreca, who's a listener, did an awesome poster for us. It's like the coolest shit ever. I'm really excited to share it. T-shirts are back in stock. If you didn't get a t-shirt, there's a bunch back in stock. Go buy those. They're on the Hard Times shop. I'll put one of the links back in our social media bios. And yeah, join the Discord, join the subreddit.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
And watch the 60 Minutes segment on the UFOs if you haven't.
Take it understand it. Talk to your kids about it. Talk to your mom about it. Talk to anybody who will listen about it.
Yeah. Call me, put your kid on the phone. Hang up your own receiver. You don't need to listen.
Please
do not listen to what I tell your son.
The correspondence between us and your son must remain private. We're going to write him letters.
Yeah. And to any Nephilim listening to this podcast, I wish you a very good night.
And we are so sorry. For whatever we did, we're so sorry.
We are so sorry.